Welcome back everybody. Today we're gonna play Yoru on Haven. Today's day 114 of playing every agent on every map. Today's agent Yoru is one of the strongest duelists right now. He is kind of everything. He has flashes and he is also, with his movement ability, his TP, pretty strong at playing defense and attack. He can get into sides pretty easily with a flash and some other util combos and with ATP. Other than that, his flashes are also pretty strong. His clone is one of the only abilities that can actually trigger a Vice Wall and almost any other Sentinel util. And in general, playing a Yoru is a pretty strong thing because it allows you to play pretty passively on attack and on defense, and also play pretty aggressively on both sides as well, which makes it pretty hard to adjust for the enemies. Starting off with A-side defense. On A-side defense, you can use Yoru's strength to a really good opportunity. You can use ATP in the beginning of the round by getting yourself lined up with this bar right here, and then aim at around this box right there. As soon as the round starts, you throw a TP. This allows you to play pretty aggressively on A main, fight the enemies that are trying to come in, and even if they are coming, if they're not coming, you can take the ult orb, and then you can just TP out. In case they are coming, you can just go for a fight, try to take an aggressive timing, go back, and then TP out. But the good thing about this TP right here is that you can fast rotate over towards C if your teammates on C need help. You can just TP and you're almost on C already. Same thing also with B, you can support players on B pretty easily like that. Other things you can do on A, on long, are you can wait right here. Usually there's going to be a teammate smoking for you if there's a lot of players coming, or you can even go to the other side right here and hold the people from this angle right here, which is a pretty strong one, or you can even hold this cross through this gap right here, so you have information over anyone trying to cross over. This hold right here is really good if you have an AWP, for example. You can just hold right here, or even hold a little further out, wait for anyone to walk in, and then go back, or a TP. The other good thing about this spot right here is even if you see somebody coming here, you can shoot, send a TP, maybe even go for a repeat, and then TP out, which makes it pretty strong for a Yoru to play as. Other really good things are that you can flash like this, out of long, you can flash like this, or you can even flash out of the smoke like this. It is all pretty hard to dodge, and in general, most of the enemies are not going to expect it. Other things you can also do is flash a little deeper if you know nobody is close, flash like this, peek out, and fight the people that are full flashed, because if the flash is thrown right there, it will pop somewhere in the open right here and flash anyone all the way back to here, or over here as well, and it makes it really hard to dodge this flash, and you can get some free kills off of it. Other than that, you can also play close in a corner here and short, especially on eco rounds with a Bucky or even a shorty. Play close here, shoot one, and then TP out. Same thing also with the other side, or even play close here in this corner, which is a pretty unexpected off angle. You can shoot and then TP out. Something more that is also pretty strong is as soon as you hear somebody walking short, you can pre-place your clone up here, wait for that, and then pop it. It will peek out behind you, and then they will shoot it. If they don't shoot it, it will go right here. You can then flash out or peek out and fight the enemies that are playing close here. You can also flash out like this, or like this, to flash anyone that is playing here in main. Both of these flashes are pretty good, and they're pretty hard to dodge. Switching over towards B now. On B, a pretty strong thing is to just throw a TP over towards C-Link or A-Link, and then walk down mid. For that, you need to have a teammate that is holding your window, or you need to have somebody that is like smoking window or using some util on window, so you can just walk down like this. But by walking down like this, you get a pretty good off angle on the people that are coming out of grass, and you can get a couple of kills like that. You can also get into this really strong position that is right here in this corner, which gives you a lot of information over mid and also over A, because if you hear anyone stepping here in A lobby, either they're running back or they're running over towards A, you can call that to your teammates, and you have the information over that. The other really strong thing is that you can hide here. This corner is a really hard one to clear out. Even if there is somebody like peeking out of mid, you are gonna hear them first jumping up, and you have an easy time killing them. Same thing also with here grass. The people in grass can see you if you're standing all the way in a corner, but they can't see you if you're crouching right here, and just hold the off angle and wait for anyone to walk into mid. Also pretty good about this spot is that you can throw a TP out pretty safely after you have been spotted, and then you can just TP back, or you can use a flash like this, or like this, to flash anyone that is playing in grass, and you can get a couple of kills off of the enemies like that. And now switching over towards C. On C, you have a couple of options. You can as well send a TP back in towards the spawn to rotate over towards A, This TP is not too precise, just throw it at around this wall somewhere, and it will go all the way into the spawn and will allow you to fast rotate over towards A. With a TP like that, you can also get all the way close here, wait at the spawn barrier, and then walk down. As soon as you hear any steps, you can TP out, but if you don't hear any steps, you can take all of this space right here, get into this close corner, which most of the people are not going to expect, or even push out further to get more information over the map. This is pretty strong and is also pretty good because you can farm this ult orb here pretty easily if you have all of the space here in C main. Other than that, playing C defensively is also not too bad. You can use a TP from over here on plateau, use flashes like these to peek out on long, or you can also do the same thing from backside by just using a flash right here, using flashes like this, or even over here, and fight the people on long. You can also use a clone for that, throw a clone here, use a flash, and then peek either one of the both sides, and most of the times you're gonna get a kill like that. What you can also do is to fake yourself rotating off. For example, if you think there is somebody waiting here close, you can use a clone right here to make it seem like, yeah, you're rotating off, and then you can go for a swing, which is a pretty strong thing. Most of the people are not going to do that, and they're not going to expect you doing that because it is pretty advanced Yoru. Something that I also kind of count towards C is here mid doors and garage. To peek out of garage, I would recommend you have a TP already set up, going either towards C or towards spawn. I recommend this one right here, towards the spawn. Then you can wait here at the spawn barrier, either decide to go for a peek, hold an off angle, even go for a peek with an off. So for example, you go out, jump, and TP out. And in general, playing garage like this is pretty good. Or you can also go for flashes, like these, or even like these, and peek out. You can also take this space in the beginning of the round, similarly to the walk out of mid, but then again you need to have a smoke right here, or need some util to stop the people from peeking out of this area right here. You can get a pretty fast flank timing, especially the people that are playing C, like that, and it is in general pretty strong. Switching over towards attack. On attack you can use a simple lineup to get a long control. The lineup is you get here in this close corner, start at the start of the round, and then you throw a TP right here, get yourself back here, and then aim at the bottom part of this pillar, and then throw a flash. You need to do that right away, so your TP is not yet on site. Your TP will be around here, and your flash will pop right above you. This makes it pretty hard for the enemies to hold long, and in general it is a pretty strong thing to do in the beginning of the round. I can show you that in full speed. I throw here my TP, and then I throw the flash, and then I just wait. Flash pops, I am here. Anyone that is playing close here, even if they have crossed over, are gonna be full flash, and you have a free time taking the A long space. Other than that, you can also just peek out long with a flash like this, or send in a clone towards long. Same thing also with short, to clear out the certain spots. You can also use your TP as a information tool. For example, you can send one back and then jump around the corner, get information like that. If the enemies have a shotgun, it is pretty likely that you get shot like that, but you can get information over both sides by just jumping around the corner and then TPing out. You can also have then a teammate peeking out behind you on whatever you see. But if you don't feel like, yeah, they're playing close here, it isn't really worth using a TP for that. Other than that, you can also use CPs to get out of certain spots on a post plant. After you have taken the site, you can use your flashes for taking the site. You can also use your clone. For example, send it like this, clear out this corner, use flashes. Use flashes like these. Always make sure to not flash your teammates or yourself. Always call your flashes if you're playing a Yoru, because you have quite a lot of flashes and they're pretty hard to dodge. You can also use a flash here on site if you think the enemies are walking out of CT. Like this, it will perfectly pop flash anyone that's walking out of CT or in heaven, and it is in general a pretty strong flash you can use. Other than that, spots I recommend you play as a Yoru are close here, because you have the option to TP out either towards long or towards the site, and you can play in this close corner. If they throw a lot of util, you just TP out. Other than that, you can also play in this close corner right here. Don't play in here all the times, because after some time they're gonna expect you, and then they're gonna use some util, which isn't really a problem on a Yoru, but still, if they start pre-firing you, it is your time to not play the spot anymore. And in general, playing it from time to time is a pretty good thing, but not play it all the times. Other than that, you can obviously also play under with a TP towards long. You can play a crossfire with your teammate here in graffiti, or in general just play pretty aggressively in the post plant as well, because you have a TP to just go back. Another thing Yoru is pretty strong on is faking a site. Since Yoru has a clone that also does stabs, you can use that to fake a site. You can have, for example, your Cypher plays a cage right here, and then you yourself run down short with your clone and maybe one teammate, and then you just TP back over towards the other side where your team is trying to hit, or where they are waiting, and then you can hit with them. It is a pretty strong thing. You can use a couple of flashes for that as well, and especially with your CP being able to go back, it is one of the best fakes you can make. Other than that, you can also use this ult to clear out a site, then TP back and clear out another site. For example, you can use a TP in the beginning of the round over towards mid, like this. Then you send your clone in towards short, have something to clear out long, and then you start your ult from here. Check side, check close here, even check long, check backside, TP out, run over, check out garage. This is a pretty strong thing, especially done in pro play, and then you can use flashes to clear out the rest of the site. And in general, this is a pretty good fake as well, because most of the times after a Yoru ult, the enemies are going to expect you to walk in, and it is really good to fake out the enemies, and they're going to rotate pretty fast. Switching over towards mid. Mid is pretty hard to take as a Yoru. I mean, you have your flashes to clear out mid, but other than that, you can't really use a TP. You can also use your clone like this, or a flash like this. Always keep in mind you also flash your teammates, or you can also use a flash like this one. It will pop up here and will flash anyone that is walking out of mid or holding it. But you can't really peek off of that flash, so you need to have a teammate that is trying to peek window after a flash like that. And also, if they are holding with an op, wait a second after your flashes pop and then peek out, because most of the times when somebody has an op, they're instantly going to shoot after they are going to get flashed, and then they're going to try to get out. For B itself, there's not really much you can do. You can send your TP over towards the backside and then entry to the side with a flash like this. But other than that, there's not really much. What you can do, and what I actually really like doing, is send out a TP towards main and then play backside myself. You just need to make sure your TP is actually main and not on side like this. And you need to make sure that you also have this space right here in mid, so you can TP back safe. Other than that, you can also play aggressive through the smokes here in Link. You can throw a flash like this, peek out. Also throw a flash on the ground, so it flashes above the smoke. Same thing also here on A-Link. Flashes like these, or flashes like these, are pretty good to take the A-Link space. And one last thing for B, I don't really recommend you use your ult to clear out B. Most of the times there's not going to be anyone playing on B itself, or not more than one person. Mostly it's going to be one person garage, one person C, one person B, two people A. And it is more worth to use your ult towards garage and C, or towards A. You can use your ult here in garage to clear out these spots, and then either go towards the spawn by jumping up here and then clearing out the side from behind. Or you can also combo your ult with a Sova ult and clear out the side like this. Other than that, clearing out the garage is pretty simple. You just use flashes, maybe even a clone. And this clone is actually pretty good because it also activates a killjoy turret, a vice wall, or a Cypher trip that is placed in here, and you can then go for a easy destroy on those utilities. Especially the vice wall is the reason why Yoru is currently pretty strong, because a vice wall is a thing that can only be triggered by a person, and Yoru clone does count as a person playing it. Switching over towards C now. On C you can take C long space with a flash like this. This flash is pretty easy dodgeable, but it gets you most of the times the space here in long. And you can also use a TP over towards the backside area with a lineup like this. It's not really too precise, just make sure it doesn't get stuck right here close. You can also use a TP close there, by the way. It is not a bad thing, but most of the times when you TP close here, there can still be people on the backside, and it is not the safest one you can use. You can use this TP close if you have an Omen in your team that can flash through Cubby here like this. It will flash anyone on site. It won't flash the person that is playing up here in this corner close, but if you feel like there's somebody playing close there, you can also use some other util to clear that out, and then use a Omen flash, TP here, and you are pretty safe because you can also clear out the person that is playing on the locks. You clear out the person that is playing close here. You can clear out the person that is playing close on the side. You can then take the rest of the site with flashes like these. Again, for a flash like this one, you need to call that to your team so you don't flash them. And you can also use a clone towards the backside area and fight the backside area like this. And also, one of the strongest things about the Yoru is that you can, again, play pretty aggressively and in pretty bad spots. I mean, the spots are not bad themselves, but you are most of the times not gonna get out. With a Yoru, you just have your TP, you can easily get out. If I had to give Yoru a rating from S to F, I'd actually give him the S tier. Yoru is probably one of the best duelists to play on his map. In combination with some other util, for example an Omen Flash, he can be even stronger, or even a Sova reveal. And Omen and Sova also being pretty strong on a map like Haven makes it pretty strong for you to play a Yoru. You can trigger almost any Sentinel util, including Vice Wall, and in general, having the flashes of a Yoru combined with his clone is pretty strong. You can also fake pretty easily with a Yoru, and in general, playing a Yoru on Haven is just a pretty good idea, and something you should try to learn. That would be it from me. If you want to see any other agents on any other maps, write them down in the comments, and if you want to see anything else Valorant related, write it down there as well. And as always, don't forget to like and sub, and come say hi to me on Twitch, where I stream almost daily. Have a great rest of your day, and see you guys very soon. Bye!